It's a Rockets postgame presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Gray and gloomy outside, but bright and shiny second half for your Houston Rockets as they win it 121-95. And it's a tale of two halves, to be sure. And, you know, when you think about what the Rockets were able to do on the glass, nearly historic. There's only been 5 times in franchise history that they've had a bigger margin in the rebounding category than what you saw tonight as they out-rebounded the Sacramento Kings by 30 boards, 62-32 as they dominated this second half. Alongside the Hall of Famer Calvin Murphy, I'm Kevin Eschenfelder. It's good to welcome you to the post-game show. And my, what a difference 24 minutes makes, because at halftime they were kind of running uphill, and then second half they just turned it on.
Well, Kevin, I asked the Rockets to let their defense dictate their offense, and that's exactly what they did. When I looked at the stat sheet and I saw where the Rockets had 30 fast break points, and then of course I looked at the rebounding differential, which was 30 points, and there's your fast break points right there.
Yeah, they had one. They made one three-pointer in the second half. That's all they needed.
That's
because
all they needed.
They were so good inside, and when you're good inside, that's usually guys like Alperen Şengün, or tonight in the third quarter, the guy that really turned this game around, Steven Adams. And Fun Can't Lose is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. He just came in and imposed his will. I'm not exactly sure what they were doing to try to get him going, get the team going, but certainly when they brought Steven Adams in, that made a change.
First of all, how many times have I talked about weak side defense? This is what he does extremely well when we talk about him coming over and blocking shots. He comes from the weak side and he blocks that shot, and a lot of times those couple of block shots that he has changes the tempo, which goes in the Rockets' favor, and they start going from there as far as getting some points on the fast break.
Yeah, second half, the Rockets, as you know, and Craig talked about it, they outscored this team tonight, the Sacramento Kings, by 27 points. 70-43 in the second half was the scoring, but Sacramento shot 33% in the second half, while the Rockets shot 61% in the second half, and it was all from inside.
Well, do you want? Yeah. Well, I was getting ready to tell you why it happened like that. They stopped the penetration, made them go to the jump shot from the outside, because they shot 50% at halftime.
Right.
But when they took him out to the perimeter and stopped the easy buckets inside, everything turned around. And then that's what I talked about when I say about taking their defense to dictate the offense.
Rockets get their 14th victory of the season. Let's hear from head coach Ime Udoka.
Coach, at the half, you all had 11 turnovers. You finished the game with 18. What was the message to the guys at halftime about protecting the ball?
Be strong with it. You know, convert and transition. And don't look like a junior varsity basketball team.
What did you like about Steven Adams' effort there in that third quarter? Just the way he brought his two-way game and physicality.
Yeah, I feel like that's when the game kind of changed. Similar to what he did in the Utah game, the pace picked up. You know, always sets really good screens, gets guys open, and then cleans up when they miss. And so felt like that group, that unit in there, I think got it to 16-17 when it had been a tight game for the most part. But it was literally just taking care of the ball, getting quality shots, and putting a little physicality behind it. First half, we had one foul and just kind of following them around and upped our intensity in the second half.
More of a big picture question, but Alperen Şengün scored his career 5,000th point tonight. How have you seen him evolve this season?
Yeah, consistency. You know, big nights pretty much every night, regardless of what's going on in the game. Could be foul trouble, missed shots, whatever. He sticks with it, and kind of puts in performances like that. So when you look across the board in our season so far, in 19 games, it's been very consistent.
Regarding Steven, when you look back to this summer, was keeping him on this roster kind of key to this team's identity, in your opinion? Was that something you personally really valued?
Yeah, he was. We know the impact that he made since he got here, and the other part was that we knew he'd be more healthy and have more rhythm coming into this season. First off season in 3 years, he's been healthy and got to put in the work, and you can kind of see his legs underneath him from the start this year. Well, obviously, you saw it at the end of the last season, second half of last season, but yeah, it was a huge piece of what we do. Saw something that worked with him in big lineups and just the second chance opportunities that he gives us.
Coach, I think this team is 27th in pace, but how important is the patience probing of Alperen and Kevin in terms of how you guys want to attack teams in the half court offensively?
Yeah, I mean, we're not a huge running team as far as that, and transition and fast break points, but we do want to play with some, mix it up in the half court, sprint up to set screens, get some separation for our guys where they can't trap Kevin as much, and then it opens up the pocket, and you want Alperen and our bigs to make big, quick decisions there. So very important as far as that. Men does this thing, and, we got some runners, but overall we want to execute really well in the half court.
And kind of on that note, how much do you think Amin's energy and his downhill pressure kind of feeds into the identity you guys want to have?
Yeah, I mean, he's a one-man fast break. He plays a little bit different than the rest of the guys, and sometimes they have to keep up, but put so much pressure on the rim and attract so much attention in a different way that a lot of opportunities for kickouts or offensive rebounds if he misses. And so very important what he does. We love him to rebound and push and give us an added dimension.
Coach, you all only attempted 16 three-pointers tonight, but you had 78 points in the paint. Was bully ball the message?
Yeah, I mean, we were on the bench late in the game kind of laughing about that. When Jeff hit the three, made a 5 for 16, extremely low number. We've shot almost that in the quarter before. But kind of given what the game takes, or taking what the game gives us, I think, they didn't have a ton of size down there when, they were trapping some pick and rolls. So you want to attack the basket and put pressure on the rim. And 78 is a great number as well to get in the paint with.
Plus 23 for Josh tonight, just 3 shot attempts. What did you like about him in the starting lineup, and is that something you want to keep experimenting with?
Yeah, I mean, they have, we go personnel game by game, and, when they have 2-3 really good scorers in the lineup, we like to have him and Amin out there. And so, they had Levine, who, scores 2 points, and then Murray only scores 5, and DeRozan scores 12. So did a really good job on them, kind of conceded some other things to the others. And, he's a big piece of that. Thank you.
Rockets held Sacramento to 2 of their starters in double figures, and they were both with a dozen points. That guy right there, he had twice that, 24 for Kevin Durant. We'll talk about his game as well as Alperen Sengun. That's still to come on the Rockets postgame, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Rockets postgame on Space City Home Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Fun can't lose. By Volvo. Get exclusive offers during the holiday Safely Sign and Drive event. And by Reliant, official energy partner of the Houston Rockets. Set into the night with 78 points in the paint. Alperen Sengun, a big part of that's brought to you by Chick-fil-A Houston. 28 points and 10 rebounds. Just goes out and picks up these kind of numbers each and every night, Murph.
Well, do you notice I stopped teasing him about his 2-inch vertical? Have you noticed that?
Well, yeah.
He doesn't need any kind of vertical with his footwork.
The great footwork, and not to mention the strength. You saw it right there. He just backs the guy down underneath the basket.
Yeah, well, we talked about the fact that he worked on his strength in the weight room over the summer and came back an inch taller and a little bit stronger.
Yep. The double-double tonight with 28 and 10 for Alperen Sengun. Key player profile and Kevin Durant, and just another night. It's just you can pencil him in. It seems like night in and night out for the kind of numbers he was able to put together here in this one tonight as he goes for 24 points. Did it on 9 of 16 shooting. Again, nobody really had to shoot the ball from big distance. He only took 4 threes, made 1 of them, but the Rockets, as I said, only made 1 three-pointer in the second half. That's what he did in 32 minutes tonight, man.
Well, do you notice about his game? He's not trying. With his great offensive ability, any given night, he can be the leading scorer, but he's not trying to be the leading scorer on the Rockets. He's just trying to win some games. He's taking the shots the defense gives him. He's not forcing anything. He goes a lot inside to set up the outside, and, of course, Alfie is just doing a magnificent job in the paint.
Yeah, plus, as you saw, plus 24. That was the best of any Rocket tonight in this one as they overcome a deficit at halftime to win in blowout fashion tonight. 121-95 as they win this one tonight by 26. Everybody got into the act in this one in the second half as the Rockets pulled away in a big way.